Okay, well, my laptop just slipped and fell. I gave my stand to someone to borrow, and I forgot to put my. Oh, it is a strange morning for me. I slept really late. I'm exhausted, and I didn't want to go live. I was like, no, 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 no. Even though I said that I committed to myself and to Source that I would. Let me just put on the microphone so that you could hear me better. So I had committed to doing a daily live to just be of service, and look at what happened. Because of my energy, it's so wobbly and tired, and the laptop just slipped off. Let me try to see if I can put it back up. And a stand that I made with books, and I'm exhausted, and I went through my own healing thing yesterday. I was like purging out this fear of being poor and on the streets. So it was very interesting. Today, however, is even though I was like, oh, Source, I don't know what to say today, and I'm so tired. I meditated and I was exhausted, and then the word depression kept showing up, and I'm like, because I asked, how can I help today? How can I help anyone or someone today through the live? And it said depression. That was interesting. Depression. Yes, that makes sense. I am depressed. So many people around the world are feeling depressed. And even if it isn't clinically depressed, where you're not like clinically depressed, but there's this feel of depression in the body. There's this feel of depression somewhere inside. I hope you can hear me. I'm not sure if this is working. Let's hope that it is. So the reason depression came to mind is I wanted everyone to know that if you are feeling depressed, if there is a lingering emotion of depression, if depression is part of your system and it's always been there and you got used to it, it's just part of the thing, you're not alone. Most important thing for me right now is to let everyone know that they're not alone in their emotions. We are always all going through one or the other of some kind. It just comes with the human body. I just really want to clarify this, because when we are in a state of depression, we feel alone and isolated, and we're the only ones going through it, and no one else is suffering through what we're suffering through. Especially when you get on social media, even when you meet friends, everyone's put a mask on. You know, everyone wants to be happy. Everyone's putting on a mask like things are fine. And nobody really discloses depression until it really hits core bottom. And I'm sharing this because I lived most of my life with like this feel of a depression in the background. It was just always there. But I'm a happy person. I'm an optimistic person. I'm joyful. But in my truth, in the deepest part of me, which I had well hidden from myself, was this kind of hopeless depression feel. It was just like, if you think of like a little smoky gray somewhere inside that I couldn't hold on to. I couldn't say I was depressed. And yet, when I wasn't busy in the world, because I'm active and I used to love to be out there with people, and I wouldn't hear it. I wouldn't see it. I would be so busy, like trying to get away from it. And as I got older and older and older, and older and older and older, it started to show itself more. And the more I started to clear out and get to know myself and do the whole like trust myself and learn more about who I am. And as you know, the greatest question ever is, who am I? What am I? Why am I here? And as these questions started to find me and I started to discover more of me, I was like, hey, there is a part of me that is depressed. There's a part of me that is kind of like depressed, which I understood was a disappointment, kind of. It's like the things I desire the most and want so much to experience here don't happen, and everything else that I kind of like and enjoy actually happen. And I would hyper focus on the things that weren't coming. and be hopeful and optimistic, like pretend to be optimistic, like, oh, I'm going to find all the positive things in this, and that's what I would do. But it was there. And in time, I had to sit with my depression. Like, I had to actually, even if it wasn't clinical and it wasn't profoundly overtaking my life, but I had to sit with the depressed version of me, the version of me that was feeling that depression. I needed to free her in a sense. I needed her to know that that I see her, that I know she exists, instead of constantly pretending that I'm not and looking for the next sparkly thing, the next relationship, the next business, the next thing that would excite me, right? Is it the country? Is it the house? Is it? And I decided, let me just be here right now with myself for a little bit and understand, why do I always have this feeling? Do you get this? Does this resonate with you? How many of you feel that there's this thing inside? It's this kind of a sadness or like a not knowing, a depression. Anyway, so what I wanted to share is that you're not alone. What I wanted to make sure that everyone knew is you are not alone in that feeling. That is the collective feeling. These are the feelings that come with the body, because as you know, the body has all the ancestral DNA in it, right? So this comes with the body. It comes with our own timeline and what we've gone through, right? It comes from our parents. We've seen them as we were growing up from 0 to 7. We were gathering information. I remember my parents were depressed, right? And so there was depression there. This was a norm. So don't forget, we absorb people's energies. We have the DNA coding. Our own timeline could have been pretty depressing. I mean, I experienced a lot of strange things in my life, really, really hardcore pains and suffering, and yet I was always optimistic. Like, I wouldn't sit with it. I was afraid to sit with my truth. So depression to me turned out to be more of like a disappointment in myself, disappointment in life, disappointment in my beliefs, disappointment in others, always looking for something to make me feel better, looking for someone to make me feel better, to only discover that nothing did make me feel any better. And to tell you the truth, one of the only things that have ever made me feel better, and this is just recently within the last few years, was sitting with the depressed version of me, and not saying I am depressed, but kind of saying it in the sense of, I am experiencing depression. I am right now experiencing depression, right? I'm experiencing, it's just an experience I am having, and I'm ready to look at it, sit with it, and be with it, and not deny it, to only discover it was a version of me, an energetic version of me inside that desperately needed to be loved and heard and seen by no one, because I was grabbing onto people, right? People, anything, because I don't want to feel this. I want to be happy all the time. Like, there was this, I got to be here, I got to be optimistic, I got to attract all the wonderful things, but it never got rid of that shadowy feel. And when I did sit with it and I let that version of me come out and express the depression and me live in it. So I wasn't trying to get rid of it anymore. This is the key. Everything here on this planet is upside down. Like, all our logical understanding of how to make things better is not true. It's bullshit. And it's just the opposite. So you would think that if I'm depressed, I need to get rid of my depression, right? I need to get rid of it. So I need to take medication, or I need to go out, or I need to do something to get rid of it. And none of that actually helps with the true depression. But the opposite is true. Allowing depression to be. So what happens is, I used to get depressed that I'm depressed. Like, oh, why am I feeling a little depressed? So I'd start to get depressed that I'm depressed. Like when you get angry because you're angry, or stressed because you're stressed. So now you're like a double combo. And I discovered, you know what? Maybe this is what Source wants right now. Maybe Source right now, it wants me to feel what I'm feeling, to truly just be truly feeling what I'm feeling without talking myself out of it, without distracting myself away from it, because it keeps showing up. And if it keeps showing up, it must be magic. It must be something that the divine has a will for, that I'm trying to force my will on it because I just don't like it, right? Because I have a fear, if I get depressed, if I really dive into my depression, I will never leave the house, I'll be alone. It came with like a whole baggage of stuff. And then to my greatest surprise, when I did say, you know what, let depression take over. If this is what Source wants, if this is what Source has in store for me, because Source is in charge, I will let this feeling be. I will just let it be. I will let it consume me. Instead of figuring ways not to, just let it consume me. It's a feeling at the end of the day, and there's something that wants to be shared with me. It's just a feeling, let it consume me. And I let it consume me. Oh, I couldn't breathe. And I had like I was journaling, and I was writing, and I was like releasing, but I allowed it. And I found a little version of me that was scared and, didn't want to be alone. And then I found beliefs in my thoughts saying, well, if you get depressed, you're going to be isolated and alone from the world. Nobody will love you. Nobody will care for you. And it turns out that the depression was linked to fear of being alone and rejected, right? Of not belonging. Because I never felt that I belonged, because a lot of us don't feel that we belong, because we're actually souls having a human experience, and we've been cut off from the unconditional love that we remember and we can't get in touch with. So of course we are going to feel the depression, but the way out is to let it take over. Not fight it, not say, well, I'm going to let it take over so that I can finally release it, so I can finally be free, so I can finally be happy. That's still doing the same thing. That's still tricking yourself. Like, okay, fine, I'll sit with it so that I can feel better. You're not sitting with it to feel better. You're sitting with it to acknowledge that that version of you exists. And it is allowed to exist, because every human being on the planet has all these emotions in their body. Right? And if yours is showing up for you, let it exist. So the depressed me, I allowed her to exist. I was like, you can be here. I can be with you. I love you. I admire you. You're allowed to be here. I see you. And then I did some EFT, and I tapped and I was like, even though I feel depressed, I love and accept myself anyway. Even if a version of me is feeling depressed, I love and accept myself anyway. I could feel depressed and I could not. Either way, I love and accept myself anyway. Sometimes I'm depressed, sometimes I'm not. Either way, I love and accept myself anyway. Maybe I'm depressed, maybe I'm not. I don't know. Either way, I love and accept myself anyway. Sometimes I feel deep depression. Sometimes I'm scared to be alone. But either way, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel depressed, and I'm scared to be depressed, and I'm so afraid of being depressed, and I'm so afraid of depression, even though I fight against being depressed, and I try to be my best to be optimistic, because I'm scared to be depressed. I don't know what'll happen. I love and accept myself anyway. I'm so scared to be depressed. I'm scared of depression. And I get depressed when I figure out I might be depressed. But I'm allowed. I'm allowed to feel depression. I'm allowed. Even though I feel depressed, I love and accept myself. And you just keep tapping and allowing and repeating the depression. What it is you're giving a voice to the truth. That is your ultimate truth inside. Your ultimate truth. So you don't stop doing this whole like, I have to be optimistic. If I dive into, go with the feeling. It is okay. It is safe to do that. The only reason Source and God and the divine is showing it up for you is for you to actually sit with it, let it be there, and just notice what happens. Could be an hour, could be 10 minutes, could be 2 days. It's fine. It's not and watch the emergency, because you're not allowed to be depressed. You're not allowed to be depressed. You have to be grateful for your life. If you're not grateful, you'll attract I don't know what and bad things in your life. Forget all that and just give yourself the freedom. This is freedom. Give yourself the freedom to feel your truth. Even if your truth scares the hell out of you. At the end of the day, it is an emotion and a feeling that wants to be seen by you, wants to be heard by you. So while you're tapping, you don't even have to tap if you don't know how to tap, right? You can just do on your heart. You can just tap here. You know, it just gives you something to free up the energetic field in you. You know, you could just tap here. You could do here, wherever makes you comfortable, and just keep repeating. Depression, depression. I feel depressed. I'm experiencing depression. You know, I have, it's allowed. I'm allowed to feel depressed. I love to use Carl Cease's method, which is I'm allowed. I am allowed to feel depressed. I'm allowed. It's okay if I'm depressed. It's okay if I'm depressed. I love this about Carl Cease. It's helped me so much because it goes with the EFT. I'm allowed to be depressed. It's okay if I'm depressed. And then you speak to that energy. You're allowed to be depressed. It's okay if you're depressed. Me, the essence, loves you anyway. I love you even if you're depressed. And just do this for yourself. Be with the depression. Let it be there. You're not getting rid of it. You are freeing it. You are freeing it from the darkness that it was shoved down into the light. And that's what we are doing right now. We are bringing our truth into the light. No matter how ugly and scary and lonely that truth feels, it is okay. You are not alone in how you're feeling. I want to share and make sure to let you know that today that foggy depression has really subsided. It really has subsided. And I see the layers beyond it. And it's the closeness to myself. It's the allowing myself to be okay, to be whoever I need to be any moment that Source gives me that opportunity to feel what I need to feel right now. This is an opportunity. It is a gift. It's an opportunity. Just think of it as an energetic thing that's locked up. And it keeps screaming like, I'm feeling depressed. And you're like, shut up. You're not allowed to speak. You're not allowed to speak. And I was just like, let it speak. Don't forget, you are the essence, right? Taking care of this body that has a lot of memories trapped inside and beliefs, and you want these to come out. It's like when Leanna and Kyla come and talk to me, my girls, and they tell me, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. I'm not going to tell them, stop being scared. It's so stupid to be scared. Go away. There's nothing to be scared of. I won't deny their feelings. I will actually sit with them and say, oh my God, of course you're scared. You have every right to be scared. I love you. You can be as scared as you like. And the minute I do that, the minute I acknowledge their fear and I let them speak it without belittling it, without fixing it, without changing it, without trying to make it, there's nothing to be scared. We have a home and we have nothing. You are allowed to be scared. Tell me what you're scared of. And they start to share. And I just listen. I'm not fixing it. I'm allowing that energy out. The scared, I don't know where they have it from, but whatever it is, she has permission. They have permission to share. And then I hug them and I love them. I do the EFT. I say, even if you're scared, I love you anyway. And you're allowed to be as scared as you like. That is okay. Right? And just know that you are safe, even if you're scared. You're allowed to be scared and still be happy. You're allowed to be scared and still go to bed. You know, you're allowed to be scared. You're allowed. And so what I offer you is the same way you would cater to your kids and the gentleness and the kindness that you offer because you love them. Do that for you too. So this was my little, I'm still deliriously sleepy, but I have to go to work and it's a full day today. We're all work in progress. We're all work in progress. Right? We're all diving in we're all looking for happiness, and we all come to realize no matter how many things I get, I think that a partner would make me happy. I think my job would make me happy. I think having kids would make me happy. And having kids does make me happy. We think all those things. In reality, the happiness, I know it's so cliche, it's from within, but when I understood it, it's like, oh, my happiness is when I love all aspects of me, no matter how quirky and weird they are, no matter how sad or depressed they are. And I don't have to live up to optimistic, although I am. Sometimes I'm not, right? Sometimes I'm joyful, like woo, and sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'm depressed, and sometimes I'm not. So we could be all of it, and just know that you're not alone. It feels like the reason I started the lives is because I felt that so many people feel alone in how they feel, because it's so intense now. And especially if you're in the awakening spiritual journey, it feels really alone, because people are falling out of your life, identities are falling out of your life, and you just don't know who you are. You just don't know why it's not working. And so just know it's just all has to do with you giving yourself permission to be the feeling, whatever the feeling shows up to be at that moment in time. I love you all. I really hope this was helpful. And it's so interesting because I finished these lives and then I noticed there were this many views, but when I see it, I have like 0 views. So I don't know what's going on. It must be Source doing this just for me, so I can speak from the heart without worrying like, oh, I have this many views, so I have to cater to the energies around. All right, or my thoughts will come in, my beliefs. Take care of yourselves, all of you. I love you dearly and truly from my heart. Okay, and know that we're all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all here on planet Earth, confused as hell, don't know up from down. We're all in this together. You're not alone.